Hey ya bro, أخيرا عملنا channel ya bro. Finally we made a YouTube channel and we're here with the infamous Snow White. Today we're going to do a turbo swap. Right, we're gonna talk a little bit about what I have done to the car, and then I'm gonna walk you with the swap like a normal person would, because I know a lot of YouTube channels, they just go through it right away really quick and you can't really tell what they did, or you don't know how long they actually took in there. So we're gonna be as realistic as we can and we're gonna get to it. Alright, so this is my 428i Xdrive. It is an N20 N26 engine basically. Mine is an N26, but it's an N20 N26, same thing. Once you take off the cat, it doesn't really matter which one it is. So I got an intake, I got a turbo inlet pipe, you can't really see it. When we take everything off, you're able to see it. A boost pipe, a charge pipe, right? You got a down pipe over there, down there, can't really see either. Oil catch can, front mount intercooler. You're gonna be taking all that stuff off because the only reason I'm changing the turbo is because it's leaking internally, so I'm pretty sure there's oil everywhere inside. So you're gonna take all that stuff off, you're gonna clean it, so you guys will be able to see what we were working with. So far, that's it. I do have a stage 2 tune with boot mod 3. Yeah, that's about it. Straight pipe, and that's pretty much everything that's done to the car. Now we're gonna go and start taking stuff out. Alright, so everything we need for the turbo replacement. Obviously, the turbo, you see it's Mitsubishi. BMW uses Mitsubishi turbos for whatever reason, but it's whatever. I'm going to be installing a DV Plus in there. This is my old DV, and we're going to put the DV Plus in there. I've had it for a little while. I didn't install it before because I was missing some parts. I had to rebuild it. It's fine. Filter, oil, antifreeze. I got 2 of these, so whatever. Then also in BMW they sell a turbo replacement kit, which has all the nuts, bolts, gaskets, everything that you need. This is for the OEM boost pipe, which we're not going to be using because I have aftermarket ones. So, but yeah, bolts, nuts. This is the gasket for the exhaust. It's the exhaust clamp, and this is an oil line. Now let's start with the unboxing. So this is the new turbo, right? As you see, got it from FCP Euro. I am not sponsored by any of the companies that I'm mentioning, so don't think like I'm selling you anything. I am not. This is just for my personal choice of everything that I used. I got this from FCP Euro. It is OE. I have used their OE before. It is as good as the OEM. It just doesn't have the BMW stamp on it, so that's why it's like half the price. This is what it comes with. Obviously, the turbo is linked to the headers. Here's the turbo itself. It comes with the EWG. Mine is EWG, so this is why it's electronic. It's not PU. It's numerical, I think. I don't know. So and here is my DV, which we're going to be uninstalling right now and putting the DV Plus on. 3 bolts right here and the DV, so you can take it off. And then the DV Plus comes with extended bolts, which I'm going to show you in a little bit. No! Alright, so these are small. They come with extended ones for the DV Plus because obviously DV Plus is a DV Plus, which is the diverter valve plus. It's an addition to the diverter valve that's in the engine already. This is using a T30. They're all T30, so just take them off. It is a different process when you do it when it's on the engine itself. It is not fun when you do it on the engine itself. Most people, which what I had before, you only have to put 2 bolts in because the third one is going to be very hard to install. If you can do it, good job to you. But most people use only 2 bolts. All right, let's do it. Now we're gonna be taking off the 3 bolts. We needed to use an extension. It is a T30. A flex ratchet would help a lot, right? So let's do it. It is easy because again, it's just came out of factory. When it's on the engine, sometimes it might be a little seized, so you might have to work with it. All right, so these are done. So this is where your DV comes in. Now, I'm not gonna use my old DV, I'm gonna use my new DV. So I'm gonna take off my DV plus and I'm gonna put in the new DV. Hey, oops, I got something, sorry. So, what you need to do, right, is you see the 2 of them. This is the old one that I had it installed in, this is the new one. If you notice that right here, this piece, the compressor, you need to take it off. You just need to use 2 pliers and 1 plier and just pop it out. And this is what you're gonna see. And then I'm gonna explain what you're gonna be installing basically step by step after. Pliers, this, we're not gonna use it again, so we're worried about damaging it. Hopefully you don't have to use it again. So you're just gonna grab it really firm and break it.
I'm gonna talk about that again.
It's alright. Alright, break it again, okay. So we're gonna stop here. We're gonna try to figure out how we can take it off because I don't wanna break everything because then it will be very hard to kick off. We'll be right back. Alright, so what Mina did, right? This guy right here. This Mina did is, what he did is he grabbed it from around. He opened the pliers a little bit and he grabbed it from around instead of how I was doing it.
No.
Here. From around, from the thick part right here, instead of how I was doing it, and he just pulled it out straight instead of grabbing one side, so it didn't break, right? So that's good. Now what's gonna fall from it, right? What's gonna fall from it is right after this part right here. This part was in here, right? When you take it off, it's gonna be a spring. That spring we're gonna replace.
And homie wanna buy some large gloves, huh? Mad ill.
Bro, the gloves are fire.
Yeah, but not large.
Just to let you guys know, again, I am not sponsored, but
you can get sponsored.
Hardy gloves, 9mm, the black ones from Harbor Freight. These are probably the best gloves I have ever got. It is very thick. It does not rip, and it fits nice. Look at the fire. Alright, so part 2, and right after you take it off, there's gonna be a little piece right here that you also need to take off. We're going to hold it from inside like that,
gently,
right? And gently just pop it up like you're popping up like a bottle of beer, bottle of Coke, whatever you want to drink, right?
Then you're gonna.
And this what comes out of it, right? This right here, and there's gonna be a gasket. We don't need these, all this stuff right here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. These 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. These things are gonna come out of the DV, and then we're gonna be able to install the DV plus. First thing that comes with the DV plus is the spring, the strong spring. We're gonna put that first. The whatever they want to call it, I don't know if this is a compressor or what, but we're gonna install this after. After that, we're gonna put the actual body of the DV plus. Just be careful. There is gonna be, you see right here, there's an indentation, right? This is the female for this male right here on the DV. This is what you need to be working on, looking for. It is not gonna go any other way but that, so make sure you do that. Once you drop it in, you're gonna press it down. So we're gonna clip it in. It clips in, right? And
Up and down.
Once it clips in, you saw how it clips in. It doesn't move anymore. It stays where it's at. And then after that, there's a spring that goes on top. And then, I don't know, it looks like a cylinder, so it goes in here. And this is your DV Plus. It should have some more resistance than what was on it already. It is made of all metal, what they market it as, which I had it before, which I really like. It is, it holds more boost, right? And it doesn't let go of the boost when you let go of the gas. It makes the car feel 1,000 times better. I've tried it, and a lot of people tried it, and they all had the same reaction to it. Okay. Now let's put it back to the turbo. All right. So if you're like me and you have the turbo out when you're doing a DV Plus, or not, doesn't matter. You're gonna notice the notch that we put in the DV Plus right here, right? If you see it, is gonna match the notch on the turbo itself is right there, right? So you just have to match it, and that's how you know the correct way to put the DV Plus back on the turbo. If you don't have it in the car, right here, this connector has to go into a sensor, right? So that sensor only goes one way. If you flip it, it's not gonna go correctly, so it's gonna be easier. But I'd rather do it like this when I'm changing the turbo, because I'm able to put all 3 bolts back in instead of just 2. As I told you guys, there's going to be a difference in the 2 bolts. This is the OEM bolt right here, and this is the regular bolt. You see the difference in it is extended because, of course, the DV Plus adds a lot of length to it. So this is what you're going to be putting in. Alright, all of them are nice and snug. Now, next step, oil change. Well, we're gonna be draining the oil, make sure there's no oil, no coolant, no nothing in the car. Alright, so first thing, obviously, I'm gonna open the plug, put it to the side.
No, for some air.
Alright, pause. This is the car, right? We took this off already. We didn't put any oil yet. We just put the funnel in. We had to put some old oil in the funnel bag there to get under the car. And you see how I have a lot of leak for some reason? Let me show you. Right? I have big leak. Don't know from what. That's what I'm trying to figure out right now. Hopefully it's not from nothing crazy. But if you see here, this is my boost pipe. There's a leak here. It looks like it's coming from inside. I'm sorry, this is the boost pipe, right? There's a leak coming from inside, and this is the charge pipe, also a leak coming from inside. And I've been having a lot of smoke coming out of my turbo, so that's why smoke coming out of the exhaust, which is a big indication that your turbo is bad. So this is the front of the car. If you come hold the driver wheel right here, right, that is your drain plug for oil. So that's why we're gonna be unplugging right now, so we can drain the oil. All right, so we are gonna be using the 17 millimeter. All right, once it comes off, you can just by your hands. There's a trick also that I learned when you're doing the oil. If you keep pressing on it as you're doing, it's gonna drip a little bit. But if you don't have a big sludge of oil in your hands, just keep pressing down until you feel like it's done. Right, and you're gonna let go. We're gonna undo the filter. I have a BMS filter, which is Burger Motorsports. These things, once you tune your car or do anything on it, I would recommend doing a lot of healthy modifications or safety modifications, as you would like to say. These things do not add any power to your car. It just adds safety, so nothing cracks when you're doing anything. Once you tune, these things are known. These are plastic, so they're known to crack and have oil going everywhere. Same thing with the charge pipe and the boost pipe. They don't really do anything when it comes to power. They're just for safety. The charge pipe and the boost pipe, they're both known to just snap once they are put under too much boost. So we're gonna take a breaker bar and we're gonna take it off, and we're gonna change the filter. I'm using a 19mm for this one. The OEM one is a different, you have to buy a whole new tool for it, but the BMS comes with a 19mm size bolt, so you can just take it out with a socket, and we're gonna go from here. When you install this, you have to basically take this part right here from the OEM oil filter cap, take it off, snap it off, and put it in here. Make sure you inspect it every single time, make sure it is not broken, because mine did break and I had to change it. So yeah, this is the filter, and this is the filter cap, and this is the filter right here. So again, I am not sponsored, but I do like to use Canon oil filters. Canon and Mobile One, they all work the same, but I like to use Canon. I've heard a lot of good reviews on it, and yeah. So the whole box comes with the filter itself, obviously, and three gaskets. There's a big gasket that goes around here, and the oil filter cap, right? The smaller gasket goes up here, right? And then there's the metal gasket. This one goes around the drain plug that we just unplugged over there. I'm gonna show you guys later. But first, we're gonna put this in here. Okay, so now the filter is changed. I'm gonna put the drain plug in. We keep it as is. I'm not gonna have any oil in the car, just because we changed the turbo and there's gonna be a lot of oil drainage from the turbo. I don't want it to drop on my face. A little bit is light, but a lot bit is not, especially if it's clean oil. We're gonna change the oil drain plug. We have the new one. This is where it comes in. The gasket right here. And we're gonna snug it until it stops. As I told you before, just make sure to hold the ratchet from the head. You don't want to over torque it, because
Not torque it.
what is the torque on it? It's fine.
Just torque it, bro. It's a clutch. It's a clutch washer.
Once it stops, you stop. That's it. Alright, so now we're gonna be able to take off everything. We're gonna start doing the actual turbo job right now. We're gonna take off everything here. Before we take off everything, we're gonna take off this. I'm gonna smoke it because I want to know if there's any leaks. So that's what we're gonna start right now. This bolt right here, it is an 8mm. So we're gonna take it off. Take off the filter. Alright, so first we're taking the mass airflow sensor off. I am using the 2.5mm Allen key. Right, I'm not gonna take the actual sensor off out of each other. I'm just gonna take the bolts out. This right here, this bracket, whether it's OEM or not, this is not OEM obviously, but this bracket is OEM, is held by the same thing. It's a 10mm here, a little plug here they can just pull up. And the OEM one is going to be held by 2 screws over here, which I don't have because it's not OEM, but you might need to take that off. So we'll do that right now. With the aftermarket intake, you're gonna see right here there's gonna be 2 clamps, One right here, one right here. You can't really see it. I hope you can. But this is what we're gonna be taking off, so we can take the top pipe off right here. Huh? Now, since we took this bolt off, we just need to unplug this. Literally just. We're gonna take this off. This is the intake right here, ends right here. This is the turbo inlet pipe. Maybe disconnecting this connection right here. We're gonna take this off. This is connecting to my catch can, and be able to access everything inside. So this comes off with the 8mm, just like all the other clamps. Why?
Because it was upside down.
Alright, so this comes clean off. There's oil here. There's a lot of residue for oil here, which I'm gonna try to figure out from what that is as we're working, but we're gonna continue to take all the pipes off from the turbo inlet pipe. This is the last piece of the intake, so now we're gonna take this off. Just click on this clip right here. Alright, and it comes right off. Okay, put that to the side. Now, if you go right here, just the next step is take this off right here. All you have to do is just squeeze and pull out. Okay. Yeah, it came out. Alright, so MST turbo inlet pipe. Sometimes this comes out, but when you put it back in, it is air sealed. As you guys saw, I did smoke it, and no smoke came out, so it is air sealed. So now we have all this stuff off. Now we're gonna take this one off.
10%.
For you're gonna also squeeze on here, and you should be able to. There you go. This does not look good at all. So we're definitely gonna be checking what's going on inside the oil catch can. Alright, so now we're gonna take off the intercooler. Let me see the camera. So what we need to take off first is, as you guys can see right here, there's a C-clamp right here. It's going to the boost pipe. We just need, again, this is all for the modified boost pipe and charge pipe. The OEM is going to be different. You need a pick tool and you can take it off right away. Just take it from the side, each side. Right, same thing on the other side. Just, oh, there's a lot of stuff. Alright, so we're gonna put it down and cool. Now the boost pipe and the charge pipe are both free. Alright, now we're gonna take off the intercooler. The intercooler itself is easy. It's just a Phillips right here and a Phillips right here. Alright, and it's off. Alright, just make sure when you're putting it back in, this is going in place so it doesn't break anything. Alright, so we have to take the intercooler off. So the intercooler is right here. This side is the boost side. This side is the charge pipe side. So this was in here. The charge pipe is on the other side. So all you have to do is just loosen this charge pipe, right? Loosen the charge pipe right here. Right, so you have some place you can take it off, and then loosen the boost pipe, this one right here. Right, so you can do the same thing. They both came off clean. Now the next step is to take off the turbo inlet pipe right here and take off the charge pipe from the turbo itself, and then we'll be able to access the turbo from the bottom. So now we're gonna take this right here. There's gonna be a bolt right here. It's a clamp that's holding this piece down. So you take this piece off. I already took the clamp off. It's just a clamp. It's not hard. The clamps are not really rusted. It doesn't make any issues when you take stuff off. So now we have this piece. Give it to Mr. Clean. He is cleaning everything off from the oil with the brake cleaner. And we're gonna come back and we're going to, oh my god, that's a strong magnet. Now we're going to see, this is my turbo inlet pipe. We're gonna, there's a bolt down here. You can't really see it, but you can feel it with your hand, but I'll explain where it is and how it's supposed to be sitting. Alright, so for us to take the turbo inlet pipe out, we have to use two extensions on 10 millimeters. It is in the bottom right, so we're gonna first feel for it. Yes, it is very hard to take off. My experience. I feel good looking. The whole car is shaking, the whole engine is shaking. I don't like it, but we have to take it off. Oh yeah, sure. Alright, so it is very hard to take this off because of the gasket. So if you get a flathead, you put it right between the turbo end, the turbo inlet pipe. You just push up a little bit. Be gentle, don't be too rough. It's gonna give you some slack to play with. And voila. The gasket is good, no damage in the gasket. So now we're taking off the heat shield for the turbo. Is only 3 bolts. They're all E10, I believe. Yes, it's E10, which is this type of it's like a star type of socket, right? Right, you have one too close and then one further away. So BMW, because they are BMW, they did not give us any plug for the coolant. So you basically have to pick one of the lowest coolant lines, which I'm gonna pick this one that's going into the radiator. There's two, one here, one here. This is the lower one. I'm gonna take this one off and try to take as much coolant out as possible. I'm probably gonna need to take it off completely if I want to take the turbo out, which is recommended by the BMW website or ISTA, that we take it out from the top, right? But last time I did it, I took it out from the bottom. It was a pain. So this time I'm gonna try to take it out from the top and see, maybe it's gonna be easier because it is right here and everything is here. You take everything off. If I take this coolant line off, the turbo should be able to just swindle out. So it does not clean that good. You just pump this up and it should come off clean. It's that easy. You just pop this up, this goes down, pop up, bring it out clean. Alright. So what I'm doing right now is I'm taking out the C-clamp that holds the boost pipe into the turbo. Right, it's just a C-clamp like the ones we popped in the bottom, and you just manhandle it out. That's how it looks. Right, it is also dirty, so we're gonna give it to Master Clean Tech Mina and be able to go from the bottom and access the connector that goes into so what I was looking at is this right here. You see this? This right here, I had to pull it out. Instead of taking out the auto sensor from the downpipe itself, we're gonna take it out from the source, which is up there, right? Which is gonna be down here somewhere. I took it out before, so I'll show you as I'm going. And that would be easier way to take the downpipe off without having to take the auto sensors from the downpipe out. Alright, let's go to it. So the first one is right here. Alright, there's two of them, they're both right here. I don't know if you can really see. But right here, there's one. That plug right there. There's one here and there's two here. We're gonna take them off, both off. Right. This is held by a clip, so you can just clip them out. So you don't forget which one is which. You're gonna put electrical tape on one, and the other one we're not gonna put anything on. They're both out. So now the auto sensors are free to do whatever they want to do. Now, to drain the coolant. And then after that, we can drop the turbo. Okay, so we just took this off. We just took this off right here. This is the clamp that I was saying. The clamp is holding the cooler hose. It's going into the radiator. Now, it is gonna get messy, so try to catch as much of it as possible. So now we're going to start taking the turbo off. You have 10, 11 millimeter bolts. There's 1, 2, 3 in the grooves, and then one at the end and one at the end on the other side. Same thing in the bottom. They are 13 millimeters, so they're going to be easy to take off. Do not be alarmed if they come off easy, because they should not be on there that hard. If it is on there that hard, I would recommend taking it easy, because you don't want to strip or snap anything, right? There's also, if it is too hard to bring it out, you can use a T45. I brought one off just to show you guys, right? So the actual nut is 11 millimeters, but in the middle, as you can see, it can fit a T45. So if it is too deep, you can just put a T45 in it and just do it like that. So quick recap, I'm taking off the undercarriage. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 plugs should be. If I'm missing any, you guys get it. You might need to take this off too. You have 1, 2, 3 and a clamp over there off. Take all of these off, you'll be able to get to this one. Alright, everything else is pretty self-explanatory. And then you drop the undercarriage. You drop the undercarriage and you'll be able to access the downpipe from the bottom. We took this clamp off.
WD-40.
That's good. So we're stuck on right now. My downpipe clamp is loose. Alright, so now there's a screw right under the turbo inlet pipe, right? That screws turbo in, other than the 11 millimeters here. This is a 12 millimeter.